Live from across mid-Missouri, this is KRCG 13 Live at Noon.
Good afternoon and welcome to this newscast on both KRCGTV.com and our KRCG 13 Facebook page. We are aware that we are off the air at the moment. Our engineering staff is working to get that signal restored as soon as possible. In the meantime, Columbia police continue to investigate after 3 people were shot early Sunday morning. According to a press release, someone called officers to the 900 block of East Broadway just before 3 a.m. When officers arrived, they found 2 people who had gunshot wounds. Both were taken to a hospital. Officers later learned a 3rd victim had been taken to the hospital previously. Columbia police have not released any suspect information. They ask anyone with any information on this case to call Crime Stoppers at 573-875-TIPS. The Randolph County Sheriff's Office says 2 juveniles are in custody after a shooting Sunday evening. In a Facebook post, the office said it responded to a reported gunshot wound incident. The investigation on that continues. The Sheriff's Office says there is no longer a threat to the community. The Pulaski County Sheriff's Department says 2 people reported missing last Thursday have been found dead. The department shared in a social media post that law enforcement was able to locate a vehicle in connection to the missing persons off the side of the road. One man was found dead about 4 hours later, approximately 40 yards from the vehicle. The other individual was found dead later that afternoon. The FBI is investigating anonymous racist text messages sent to black men, women, and children as young as middle school age across the country. MU officials say at least one of their students received a hateful text. It's not yet clear who's behind the messages, one of which went to St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones. Lorenzo Powell of Columbia says his wife got one of the texts as well.
I feel like it's very disturbing as well as just disheartening that we're starting to regress and revert back to just evil times in this nation.
Mizzou officials say there is no indication of a credible threat to their campus. Authorities say if you feel unsafe, you should call your local police department immediately.
Well, good afternoon. We are seeing some nice weather for this Veterans Day. Yeah, the sun is shining and temperatures are going to go above average this afternoon. Yeah, it's feeling pretty good out there. We're going to reach into the lower to mid 60s this afternoon. But this evening it does cool down quickly, and it is going to get colder tonight than we saw last night. And the reason for that is because of a cold front coming in. You can see that mild air out ahead of the front, and this afternoon as that continues to pass to the south, we'll see those temperatures starting to cool down pretty quickly this evening. It's dry, but it is going to bring some cooler air, and by tomorrow morning it's going to be on the cold side. So you will need those heavier coats as you head out the door early on Tuesday. The next change comes with another cold front. This one is going to come in Wednesday, and it'll bring rainfall. Most of us are going to get the low end of that precipitation, about 1/10, maybe 2/10. A few spots may pick up to 1/2 inch. So there is more rain on the way, and we do have some temperature changes this week. Coming up, I will show you the timing of that rain in my full forecast.
President-elect Donald Trump has chosen his ambassador to the United Nations, New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. The 40-year-old serves as House Republican Conference Chair. She's long been a Trump ally and was discussed as a possible running mate for him. Trump says she's, quote, an incredibly strong, tough, and smart America First fighter. Nikki Haley, who challenged Trump for the GOP nomination, previously held the role in his first term. Stefanik does not have a wealth of experience in foreign policy or national security. She has served on the House Armed Services Committee and the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. The New York Republican has also been an outspoken supporter of Israel. She held a leading role in the congressional hearings that led to the resignations of multiple university presidents over their handling of campus unrest after Hamas attacked Israel. Stefanik's nomination means there's an open leadership spot in the House. Several lawmakers are vying for the number 4 position as House Republican Conference Chair, the person tasked with leading party messaging. According to Politico, this includes Representatives Lisa McClain of Michigan and Kat Kamak of Florida. Candidates only have 2 days to campaign. The House GOP's internal leadership votes are set for Wednesday afternoon. President-elect Trump has rehired his former Immigration and Customs Enforcement Director for a new position in his administration. On Sunday, Trump announced former ICE Director Tom Homan will be in charge of the nation's borders. Trump also said in addition to overseeing the borders, Homan will be in charge of deporting all illegal immigrants back to their origin country. The former ICE director was largely expected to receive a border-related position. Trump has pledged to launch the biggest deportation initiative ever in this country's history. A Manhattan judge is set to decide whether to uphold Trump's hush money conviction. Judge Juan Merchan, who is presiding over the case, will deliver a written opinion tomorrow. Previously, Trump had asked the judge to toss out the conviction and order a new trial or dismiss the indictment. In July, the U.S. Supreme Court granted some immunity protections from criminal prosecution for presidents. If the verdict stands, the case will continue on its track for sentencing on November 26th. Some progressives are calling for Justice Sonia Sotomayor to step down from her post. Those on the left have suggested the most senior liberal on the Supreme Court should retire in order for President Biden to name a replacement before President-elect Trump takes office. But according to people closest to the justice, Sotomayor has no plans to step down. One person says the 70-year-old's health is in great shape and the Supreme Court needs her more than ever now. The House of Representatives is set to try to pass a bill to expand Social Security benefits. The proposed bill would ensure workers receive Social Security benefits even if they qualify for other government pensions. A group of 300 bipartisan lawmakers, including House Speaker Mike Johnson, supports the effort. It's not yet clear if the bill would have enough support to pass the Senate or if President Biden would sign it. Wisconsin's Supreme Court will hear arguments today about whether a pre-Civil War era abortion ban can still be enforced. The state's first abortion ban from 18 to 49 said anyone who killed a fetus, or from 1849 I should say, said anyone who killed a fetus except to save the mother's life was guilty of manslaughter. The Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade ruling in the 1970s nullified the state ban, but lawmakers never repealed it. After the Supreme Court overturned Roe 2 years ago, pro-life advocates said Wisconsin's ban was enforceable again.
And now, your KRCG 13 Weather Authority forecast.
Well, good afternoon. Yes, we've been seeing some rain lately, which has really helped out. We are seeing those totals now well above average for the month of November. We're over 2 inches above average for the month and over 5 for the year. We could still use some more rain, and there's still more in the forecast. It isn't going to be a lot, but we are going to see some. So I am tracking our next weather maker, and that is going to come in Wednesday. It looks like any time from late morning through the afternoon. I think for most of mid-Missouri, it's going to be afternoon hours, and then starting to move out by early evening. Just bringing some scattered showers with this, nothing that's going to cause issues. It's a low impact system. We'll produce some wet roads, and Wednesday it wouldn't hurt to have that umbrella with you in case you get caught in one of these showers, especially in the afternoon. For today, well, we have plenty of sunshine out there today, and it's turning out to be a very nice Veterans Day. We're seeing those temperatures climbing a bit. It's above average. We're reaching into the lower to mid 60s. And then this evening, it is going to cool down a little faster, though. We have a north wind, and that's going to carry with it some cooler temperatures overnight. And Tuesday morning, you'll need those heavier jackets or coats as you head out the door. We're looking at some spots possibly dipping close to the freezing mark, especially in our northeastern counties, where other areas near the lake in the upper 30s. Nevertheless, it's going to be cold but dry to start the day Tuesday, so the kiddos will need those heavier coats at the bus stop in the morning. And then the afternoon Tuesday is looking cooler than we've seen the past couple of days, but seasonal. We'll reach into the upper 50s with that southeast and east breeze blowing up to near 12 miles an hour. Okay, so we do have the first cold front going through this afternoon. That's going to cool us down a bit for Tuesday, but it is going to be dry. Tuesday afternoon, I'm watching to the west-southwest. We're going to start picking up some Pacific moisture. So initially, we'll start to see some high clouds streaming into the area Tuesday ahead of the next cold front. That is going to bring some showers with it Wednesday. I think the prime time for most of mid-Missouri is going to be right in the afternoon, anytime from late morning through the afternoon, and it looks like that's going to pull to the east and move out during the evening. There could still be a few showers behind it in the evening, but the rain will be tapering off. And once that pushes through, we are in for some dry weather to end the work week. Now, this system is not going to bring a lot of rain with it. It looks like the majority of mid-Missouri is going to see about a tenth, possibly a quarter inch of rain, a few higher totals in our western counties, but it does not look like a big rainmaker, just enough to get things wet on Wednesday. So that moves out, and then I'm watching next week. This is a look ahead, and it's a ways off, but I've been keeping my eye on around the November 20th time period, around 20th to the 23rd. Forecast models are picking up on some much colder air diving south out of Canada and possibly a pretty good storm system. So something I'm going to watch for the potential of colder and wet weather later next week. But until then, right now, we're looking pretty good. Our only chance of rain this week is going to be Wednesday. As we get into the end of the week, we're dry. The weekend, well, I'm keeping an eye on Sunday. There's the potential we can start to see some showers as unsettled weather develops by early next week.
Well, a little bit of rainfall overnight helped crews battling the Jennings Creek wildfire in northern New Jersey. According to the New Jersey Forest Fire Service, as of this morning, the blaze grew to 3,000 acres. It's 10% contained. More than 20 structures remain threatened. New York State Police are investigating the death of an 18-year-old state parks employee, Dario Vasquez, who died when a tree fell on him Saturday as he battled the blaze.
We try to take as many precautions as we can to mitigate some of the hazards that are out there in the wildland fire environment, but occasionally accidents do happen.
Crews managed to fully contain another wildfire in Pompton's Lakes last night. With his time in office coming to a close, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper is reaffirming his commitment to helping communities hit hard by Hurricane Helene. Cooper made the pledge while meeting with local government officials in the western part of the state. The remnants of Helene caused an estimated $53 billion in damages across North Carolina, claiming the lives of 102 people. During the meeting, Cooper stressed the importance of helping small businesses and homeowners as the recovery process heads into winter.
Almost everybody I've talked through to, no matter how much hell they went through, they are upbeat, determined, and want to rebuild stronger than ever. Let's just make sure we come together to help them do it.
Cooper's term ends January 1st. He says he's in contact with Governor-elect Josh Stein and will provide him with a blueprint of what the state has learned from previous natural disasters. A FEMA worker has been fired for telling workers to skip houses with Trump signs. It reportedly happened in the aftermath of Hurricane Milton, a Category 3 storm that tore through Florida last month. In a statement, the head of FEMA condemned the employee's actions and said the agency is reaching out to the people who may not have received aid as a result. Meanwhile, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says the state's Division of Emergency Management will launch an investigation into the matter. That will do it for this abbreviated online edition of KRCG 13 Live at Noon. Again, our engineering staff is working on the issue that is keeping us off of the air right now. We will restore that as soon as possible. In the meantime, thanks again for joining us, and we will see you again at 5 o'clock.